असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मामृतं गमय.
Good morning, my dear students. Hope all of you are fine. Today we are going to learn the second chapter, and that is forces and motion. So before going to learn about forces and motion, we have to understand some key concepts, that are, first of all, we have to know about body. What is body in physics? A natural object possessing mass, weight and volume is called a body. Hope all of you know what is mass, weight and volume. I am just recalling it once again so that we can understand it easily. So what is mass? Mass is the amount of matter present in the object. And what is weight? Weight is measurement of the gravitational pull on an object. And what is volume? Volume is the measurement of the space taken by an object. So, as for example of a body, we can take your physical science book, because it has mass, weight and volume. So, we can call it a body. Hope this is clear to all. Now coming to the next, that is rigid body. So we have to understand what is rigid body. If the relative distance between any two particles in a body under the action of a system of force remains unchanged, then the body is said to be rigid. As for example, your pen is an example of rigid body. Now let us try to understand it more logically. So let's assume this is a body, and we know a body is made up of n number of particles. These are the particles of the body. Now, if the distance between this particle and this particle, now let us assume the name of this particle is A and the name of this particle is B, and the distance between these two particles is x unit. In general condition, now some forces are applied into it. Forces applied into it. F1, F2, Now the distance between A and B is remained unchanged after the applying of the forces. That means the distance between A and B till x unit after the applying of the forces, then the body is said to be rigid. Hope it is clear to all. And coming to the next, now we have to understand what is scalar quantity. Physical quantity which has magnitude only is called scalar quantity. Scalar quantity can be expressed just by their numerical value with their respective unit without directions. As for example, mass, speed, distance. Now coming to the vector quantity. A physical quantity which has both magnitude and directions. An example of vector quantity: velocity, displacement, force. Now let us try to understand it more logically. So in the previous slide we read that the distance is an example of scalar quantity. So let us assume there is a car and the distance traveled by the car is 500 meter. Distance, this is a car, let us assume this is a car, and distance traveled by the car is 500 meters. Here 500 is the magnitude and meter is the unit of the distance. So as we know, distance is a scalar quantity, so it can be expressed by the numerical value, that is magnitude, with their respective unit. So distance is a scalar quantity, but here we don't know the directions. Now if we talk about displacement, what is displacement? Displacement and change in position of an object towards a particular directions. So now the distance traveled by the car is 500 meter. Now if we talk, the distance traveled by the car is 500 meter. Distance traveled by the car 500 meter towards east. Distance traveled by the car 500 meter towards east. Here 500 is the magnitude and meter is the unit of displacement and east is the direction. So in the case of displacement, there is a particular directions also. Not only the magnitude, there is particular directions also. So displacement is a vector quantity and distance is a scalar quantity, because in the case of distance we don't know the directions. In the case of displacement we know the directions as well as magnitude, but in the case of distance we know the magnitude only. That's why distance is a scalar quantity and displacement is a vector quantity. Hope it is clear to all. Thank you.